Hello, hello. This is Jessica Gerlach, certified personal trainer and author of the book You Don't Make Friends with Salad. And you're listening to the 5 Foot Strong podcast, the show that we will do a deep dive into our personal strengths, discover what makes you strong, and talk about our physical and mental health journeys. Whether you are 5 feet tall like myself or 5'11", we are all 5 foot strong in our own unique and beautiful ways. So please take a big deep breath in, get comfortable, and let's do this. Hello, hello, and welcome back to the 5 Foot Strong podcast. I am your host, Jessica Gerlach, and today's episode is a big deal for me. So I decided I'm going to do this solo. So it's just me today, and this episode will be released on May 1st, 2024, which makes it exactly 10 years for me that I started my fitness, health, weight loss journey, or whatever you want to call it. So I decided, let's celebrate today. I'm going to share some things I've learned with you. I'm going to answer some questions from listeners. It's just going to be a fun episode. This is also our mid-season episode. We have altogether 10 episodes. So let's get into this. When I think back to May 2014, I went on this solo trip for the first time. I went to California. And when I came back, I really always said I don't know what took over me, but almost immediately I joined a gym all of a sudden and started working out and watching what I was eating. Like, it just all happened so fast, and I was shocked, and basically the rest is history. So now, to me looking in, it's still mind-boggling that I made that sharp left turn in my life and made that, my life turn a complete 180. And I shocked all my friends and my family. But 10 years later, I've lost over 100 pounds and I've been able to keep it off. And I'm turning 32 soon and I feel great and I'm as healthy as ever and I'm as happy as ever. And that's a huge accomplishment for anyone, let alone little me. And I never thought I had it in me to do this. So if you believe in yourself, do whatever you got to do because it's all in you if you believe in yourself. Over this last 10 years, I've always gotten asked what flipped the switch. And I always gave this cheesy answer. And I always said, it was seeing the beautiful people in California. But recently I've been thinking a lot about this. What happened to me during this trip? I feel like I was roofied with a health pill because this was not in me before. I was unhealthiest person. And so what happened to me during that trip that all of a sudden I had this self-confidence to believe in myself and come home and almost immediately make those uncomfortable, hard changes that I never was able to make in my entire life. This trip that I'm talking about occurred when I was May 2014 I was 21, I was turning 22 the following month. But it's at an age where you really have no idea where life is going to go. So I think it was about when I was 15, 16, when depression really hit me and I was really anxious and I didn't love myself. My obesity was the highest it's ever been. When I look back now and realize, what was it about those days spending time by myself? Well, I realized that it was the first time I actually traveled alone. It was the first time I ate at a restaurant alone. It was the first time I went to a music festival alone. And as a girl, I don't know a lot of girls that have done all that stuff alone. That all takes confidence. And we live in this world that we all need to be around each other all the time because we're scared of dealing with our own thoughts. And we use distractions all the time. And I know a ton of people who do that. But it was really spending that time by myself and putting myself in those uncomfortable situations that I actually, I guess, learned to grow on my own. And, you know, for many people my age, like I am in my early 30s, I know a lot of people have not sat at a restaurant and ate dinner alone or spent time truly learning to love yourself and give yourself that self confidence to believe that you can do absolutely anything that your heart desires. Over the last 10 years since that trip, I've learned a ton. And I basically kind of did this my own way, which I do most things my way and don't listen to the rules. I didn't follow a diet. I kind of figured out what worked for me, and I'm going to share that with you today. Like, that's kind of what I want to do this episode is like what I kind of learned my way that helped me, that hopefully can help others. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. So here we go. Let's do it. So I'm going to list off a list of 5 things that I truly learned were signs of strength during my journey, were kind of maybe unpopular opinions, but I found helpful to be known. So the first thing I want to say, and the first one on my list before we get started, is one of the things I really learned is that it all starts with you. Everybody can tell you, and many people did for years and years, doctors, I've said it many times, that I should lose weight. But it wasn't until I was ready that I was going to lose weight. And as a trainer, I realized that for many people, you have to accept that there is a problem. You have to accept that you need to do something to work on yourself. And then you need to accept help on top of that. So I'm going to, there's a lot of accepting to the journey. A lot of people don't think that they need to make a change. Maybe they're happy the way they look. Maybe their doctors don't say they are worried about them. But before you can start a weight loss health journey, you need to realize that there's a problem, and then you need to accept help as a sign of strength. Support is extremely helpful, but in any change, like in any major change in your life, it all comes down to you. You have to be the one to acknowledge that problem, then accept the help you need, and that's the sign of strength. You don't need to do this by yourself, whether that means finding a workout buddy, whether that means relying on a friend, a parent, a sibling, a trainer, a nutritionist, a doctor, whatever, whoever you have that support, and you're not alone. So don't think, oh, I don't know what to do. Reach out for help. We are there to help you as healthcare professionals. You just need to find those people to help you, support you to achieve whatever goal you're trying to achieve, whether it be weight loss, whether it be, muscle gaining, whatever it may be. So the second one I want to do is towards women. Women, ladies, I love you, but you need to accept that you should be lifting weights and strength training as part of your workout program. It is not the 90s anymore where they say cardio is key. You need to include lifting weights for your posture, for your core stability, for, as we age, we lose muscle mass. You need to do the opposite. We need to lift weights. I don't want to hear that they make women look bulky. You know what? Muscle weighs more than fat. Muscle makes you toned. When we talk about toning, if that's a better word you'd like to use, that is strength training. So I am the number one. I am a trainer, but I've also lost over 100 pounds, and I did it by lifting extreme amounts of weights. I think at my maximum, I was deadlifting close to 300 pounds, and I'm 5 feet tall, and I was small, and I was squatting, and I was overhead press, like an extreme amount of weight, and I lost my weight, and I'm toned, and I have muscle, and I love the way my body looks now. It's not, loose skin anymore. It's tight, and that's toning, which is strength training. So whichever way you want to look at it, whatever your fitness goals are, ladies, include strength training in your workout routines. Number 3. Now, this is an unpopular opinion, but I'm going to say it anyways. The fitness industry overall, in general, I'm not pointing fingers, is not geared towards the average person needing to work out for health reasons. It is geared towards fit people getting fitter. Whenever you look at those graphics, it's always, women who have never been overweight in their lives or men who don't have a shred of fat on them. That is extremely intimidating for beginners or overweight people who need to make a change and think that they would be judged in that environment. I was intimidated. I was scared to walk into the gym for the first time. And I hear it from overweight beginner clients that they just aren't confident walking into a gym. They think they're going to be judged. They think they don't know what they're doing. They think they'll be out of place. That is one of the reasons I started doing in-home training, because women are more confident in the comfort of their own homes, and especially if you're overweight or you have health conditions and you're not like skinny and could wear a sports bra and short shorts and be okay. A lot of women are not like that. So I want to say that I know it's an unpopular opinion, but the fitness industry should be geared towards the average person getting healthier rather than, the jacked and skinny girls who have never dealt with being overweight in their lives in their graphics, as I was a graphic designer and I kind of know a little bit about that. But again, it is not a welcoming environment for a lot of beginners who have never worked out a day in their lives. Number 4, you do not need to eat salad to lose weight. I am aware that that is another controversial opinion, but I did it. And I also wrote a book called You Don't Make Friends with Salad, The Secret to Losing Weight and Feeling Better with No Kale in Sight. So if you want to learn more about why you don't need to eat salad to lose weight, buy my book on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and wherever else you get your books. Just a little pitch for myself. But again, learning what works for you. And that goes into my 5th one, which is hard to accept sometimes, but do not compare your journey to anybody else. Everybody's journey is special in its own unique way. We all have flaws. We all have things to work on in our lives. Just focus on you. Make yourself a better person each day. Make yourself the priority, and you will be a better friend. You will be a better family member. You will be a better professional. So just focus on yourself. Focus on your journey. I realize that life is too short. And so just focus on yourself. Focus on being a better person. And, whatever is meant to happen for you is meant to happen for you. So those are my 5 things I've learned over this last 10 years of my health journey that I wanted to share with you. The hot or not trend of this week is fitness wearables, and I think they are great. I think they hold people accountable. I think whether it is checking your steps or checking your heart rate, it keeps you more aware of what is going on in your body and hopefully gets your body moving some more during the day. I think, I understand as a trainer that it is a very expensive thing to have a personal trainer, but I think a wearable is like a Fitbit or an iWatch or a rig. I think they are a good investment into your health. It is really important to be aware of what is going on in your body. So being aware of what your heart rate's at, being aware of how many steps you've done, having a notification saying, move your body a little bit, you've been sitting a long time. Those are all things to keep you aware of the condition of your health. And I think they are a more affordable approach if you can't afford a personal trainer. At least it gives you that sense of accountability, and it gives you even more self accountability because you have to rely on yourself. And as we go back and talking, it comes down to you. So yes, I believe in the investment of a fitness wearable, such as, the Fitbit or the iWatch. But again, it gives more accountability to you. So you can't rely on anybody else. So yes, it is a helpful tool in your toolbox to invest in your health. But again, if you don't want to make a change, you're not going to listen to these notifications. You won't wear it. It will become a novelty at the end of the day, and you don't want that. So I believe they are a tool, but you can't rely on them completely. And I think, but it adds accountability to yourself and to you on whatever journey, whether it's a weight loss journey, whether it's, just getting healthy for longevity. It gives you accountability to you. So that is the hot or not trend of the week. Fitness wearables, including the iWatch, the Oura Ring, the Fitbit. I think they are great. And if you can afford any step counter or, heart rate monitor, I think they are important to be aware of what is going on in your body. Over the last couple of weeks, I have been asking listeners to send in questions for me about anything from weight loss, fitness, mental health, and I would share some of these questions and my opinions on them. I'm going to answer a few of these questions today, and hopefully they will help others who have similar questions. The first question I got a couple times are carbs bad for weight loss? And the answer is no. Carbohydrates are a macronutrient, and the body uses carbs as one of the primary sources of energy. But not all carbs are created equally. So there are two types of carbs, a simple carbohydrate and a complex carbohydrate. Basically, simple carbohydrates are sugar and simple sugars, and it breaks down quickly to use as a source of energy, but they don't have a lot of nutrients in them. Simple carbohydrates are like in high sugary foods like cakes, fruit juices, cereals, candy, ice cream, all those kinds of foods. Those simple carbohydrates, if your goal is to lose weight, should be limited or avoided completely. I never cut out carbs altogether when I lost my weight. Because I never thought of cutting out a macronutrient. I think a balanced diet is incorporated in all your macronutrients, which include proteins, healthy fats, and your carbohydrates and water as well. So I think it's important to have carbs, but I think knowing the difference between simple and complex carbohydrates is important. Complex carbohydrates have more nutrients, as I said before, as simple carbs. They're higher in fiber, and they take longer for the body to digest. There are carbs that are better for you, if your goal is weight loss. And some complex carbs include your fruits and your vegetables and your whole grains and most foods that are higher in fiber. So yes, you can eat carbs to lose weight, but you need to be aware of the quality of your carbs, and we also got to keep in mind portion control. So that's the answer to that question. Another question a listener sent in was asking me for tips for people starting to use weights in part of their workout routines and my thoughts on using machines compared to free weights. I will be honest, I am not a fan of workout machines as I do prefer functional training. I prefer to train the body with exercises that emulate everyday activities like sitting down on a chair or going up and down stairs. But I understand for someone beginning with weights, they are a safer option, machines, but they usually isolate one muscle group compared to like complex movements that activate a larger amount of muscles and involve multiple joints moving in a full range of motion. Some of my go-to exercises that I like to include in clients' workouts or in my own workouts are like the functional movement patterns is your squats, your lunges, step ups, deadlifts or hip hinges, those kinds of things. I think they use more than one muscle group, and they emulate everyday activity. So depending on your level of experience and comfort level, I would incorporate both machines and free weights if the option is available. If you don't know what you're doing, hire a certified personal trainer who always know, like, because you need a second pair of eyes. You want to say proper form and everything like that. So I think it's important, if you do not feel comfortable strength training by yourself, hire a personal trainer to tell you what you are doing, and they can guide you in the right direction, and also keep a second pair of eyes when you are using weights. And I think weights are important for everybody to use, as I said prior. So I think even the fact that you want to use machines, don't be scared. It's really important, but do it properly, because working out incorrectly can lead to injuries, and we don't want that. And the last question I'm going to answer for you all today is asking me examples of healthy snack ideas if the goal is weight loss. Great question. Well, first, snacks should have some sort of fiber. Fiber will keep you full and satisfied longer, and those are normally, as I mentioned before, those are complex carbs. If you compare that complex carb with a source of protein and a healthy fat, so you get all your macronutrients, that would be the goal. And that's even better because you have all your macronutrients. One of my go-to snacks during weight loss is apple with a little peanut butter or Greek yogurt with some berries. We all snack, so let's snack properly. And if you eat sugary foods like chips or chocolate bars or simple carbohydrates, you will still be hungry after. So if we all snack, don't waste calories on things that aren't going to satisfy your hunger. And those are some of the questions I'm going to answer for you from the listeners today. I hope these questions and my answers can help you guys. And if you have any other questions, please reach out, email the number 5footstrong@gmail.com, and I'm here to help. And hopefully we can answer some of these questions in future episodes. So thanks for sending in these questions, listeners. I really appreciate it. Thank you to everybody for tuning into this episode of the 5 Foot Strong podcast. This was a very special episode to me, and it's very cool that I got to share this major milestone in my health journey with all of you. And I inspire anybody wanting to make a healthy change in their lives. If you could take anything from my journey, I hope it could help you. I'm in it for the long haul. I've said it before, I didn't lose weight for an event or anything. I built habits to be able to live the best life I could possibly live. If you enjoyed today's episode, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Remember, whether you are 5 feet tall like myself or 5'11", We are all 5 foot strong. See you next week.
1,